Three European leaders issued a statement Sunday that no one saw coming when this war started 48 hours ago. Britain, France, and Germany, the E3, the bloc that spent the past several years trying to save the Iran nuclear deal through diplomacy, announced jointly that they are ready to take military action, not offensive action, not a declaration of war. But the language they used and what they said they are prepared to do represents a fundamental shift in the posture of America's closest European allies, and it happened on day 2 of Operation Epic Fury. Let's go through everything confirmed in the last several hours, because the pace of this war has not slowed. Start with the hypersonic missiles, because that question deserves a careful, precise answer. According to an Iranian military source who spoke to Al Ghad, an Arab media outlet, Iran deployed its Fateh-2 hypersonic missile in combat for the first time during the latest wave of retaliatory strikes against U.S. forces in the region. That claim has not been officially confirmed by Iran's government or by the Pentagon, which said, as of Sunday, that it had not confirmed whether hypersonic missiles were used. Al Jazeera, in its comprehensive weapons analysis published Sunday, noted that Iran has showcased what it calls hypersonic systems, such as the Fateh series, touting very high speeds and maneuverability, though independent evidence about their operational status remains limited. Here is what is independently confirmed about the Fateh-2 itself. It uses a solid fuel booster with a second-stage glide vehicle designed to maneuver unpredictably during its terminal phase to complicate radar tracking and interception. Its claimed maximum range is approximately 1,400 to 1,500 kilometers, well within reach of every U.S. military base across the Arabian Peninsula. Wyon's defense analyst noted that its evasion capability, if operational, represents a major leap in evasion technology against existing missile defense systems. The U.S. defense establishment has been watching this program for years. Whether it was fired at U.S. forces this weekend, only a full after-action review will determine. Now to the attacks on U.S. bases, because Stars and Stripes, the independent military newspaper that covers U.S. forces worldwide, published a comprehensive, confirmed accounting on Sunday, and it is worth going through country by country. Iranian missiles and drones struck the headquarters of U.S. naval forces, Central Command at Naval Support Activity Bahrain. They also hit Bahrain's airport, residential buildings, and a hotel on the island. This is the headquarters of the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet. It was struck. The Pentagon confirmed 3 U.S. service members killed and 5 seriously wounded, the first confirmed American combat deaths of the war. 2 missiles and a drone reached Al Udeid Air Base, the forward-deployed headquarters of U.S. Air Force's Central Command and the largest American military base in the Middle East, hosting approximately 10,000 service members. Qatari officials said the damage was minimal and there were no casualties. Qatar said it intercepted several waves of Iranian missiles targeting various areas of the country, with 8 people injured and no deaths reported. Dozens of Iranian missiles and hundreds of drones targeted the United Arab Emirates, which hosts U.S. Air Force and Army assets at Al Dhafra Air Base. The UAE Ministry of Defense said Iran fired 165 ballistic missiles, 2 cruise missiles, and 541 drones at the country. UAE air defenses destroyed 152 of the 165 ballistic missiles and 506 of the 541 drones. 3 people were killed, migrant workers from Pakistan, Nepal, and Bangladesh, by debris from intercepted missiles and drones falling in scattered areas. Ali al-Salem Air Base, which hosts U.S. and international forces, came under ballistic missile attack. The missiles were intercepted. Fragments and debris fell near the base. Jordan. The Jordanian Armed Forces intercepted 2 ballistic missiles near Muwafaq Salti Air Base, a key hub for U.S. air power that has been reinforced significantly over the past month. A militant group claimed responsibility for a drone attack targeting U.S. positions in Erbil. Smoke was visible in the area. No official assessment of damage was immediately confirmed. Now to the E3. The Associated Press confirmed on Sunday, March 1st, that British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, French President Emmanuel Macron, and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz issued a joint statement, the 3 governments together, that is the most significant European signal of the weekend. The full relevant passage reads, E3 leaders are appalled by the indiscriminate and disproportionate missile attacks launched by Iran against countries in the region. including those who were not involved in initial U.S. and Israeli military operations. Iran's reckless attacks have targeted our close allies and are threatening our service personnel and our civilians across the region. We call on Iran to stop these reckless attacks immediately. We will take steps to defend our interests and those of our allies in the region, potentially through enabling necessary and proportionate defensive action to destroy Iran's capability to fire missiles and drones at their source. That is the official joint statement of the governments of the United Kingdom, France, and Germany, published March 1st, confirmed by AP, Middle East Eye, Stars and Stripes, and the Times Herald. Starmer went further on his own. He told the British public that the United States had requested access to British military bases for defensive strikes on Iran's missile launchers, and that he had said yes. British RAF jets are already in the air, intercepting Iranian missiles. Starmer stressed carefully and specifically that Britain made a deliberate choice not to participate in the initial Operation Epic Fury strikes on Iran. That distinction, defensive versus offensive, is the political line Starmer is trying to hold. The Washington Post noted that European allies have stressed throughout Sunday that they did not join the initial strikes, even as they now position themselves closer to the conflict than at any point in the past 48 hours. On the ground in Iran, the U.S. and Israel intensified operations on Sunday. The U.S. military confirmed that B-2 stealth bombers struck Iran's ballistic missile facilities with 2,000-pound bombs. The Israeli military confirmed that 100 fighter jets simultaneously struck targets in Tehran, including buildings belonging to Iran's Air Force, its missile command, and its internal security apparatus. IDF Brigadier General Efi Defrin briefed reporters. Iran struck back. A missile hit a synagogue in the central Israeli town of Beit Shemesh, killing 9 people and wounding 28. 11 others remain missing. Israel's overall death toll from Iranian strikes now stands at 11. Maersk, the Danish container shipping company and one of the world's largest, announced it is suspending all vessel crossings through the Strait of Hormuz indefinitely. A third of worldwide oil exports transported by sea pass through that strait. The suspension by Maersk alone will ripple through global supply chains within days. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres issued a statement. The use of force by the United States and Israel against Iran and the subsequent retaliation by Iran across the region undermine international peace and security. And then, late Sunday, Trump told The Atlantic, "They want to talk, and I have agreed to talk, so I will be talking to them." He was referring to Iran's new leadership, whoever that turns out to be. Trump also told the Daily Mail he has a 4-week timetable for this war. The bombs are still falling. Maersk is not crossing the strait, and 3 Europeans are now in. Stay with us.